Albert, I know. Who's the Pope? Yeah, they didn't say who the Pope is yet. Kalela, how you doing? Johnny Two Shirts. Yeah, I got 2 shirts on. How about that? I guess they gotta prepare him. Frosty, how you doing? Michael Burrows, what's up, Michael? Thank you for the God bless you too, Michael. I'm doing okay. Which country? The United States of America. Kevin, what's going on, buddy? You're great? That's good. That's good. M9, how are you, pal? You're welcome, Michael. Yeah, we'll see who the Pope is going to be. There was like 8 of them. It may be an Italian Pope. Sammy Ross. You need help with your fashion? Ex Albert, he's very fashionable. The moderator, Albert, he's up there. Oh, here he is. Why not? Why shouldn't we have another Italian Pope? What's happening? I'm just waiting for the guy to call me. I gotta fix the key on my car. Not this car, this car. So I might have to go to Orange. Do you still like science? I like science and astronomy. I have no problem with that. How you doing, Rachel? Enzan, what's your opinion between India? I could care less. I'm in the United States. I have my own problems. I want my taxes eliminated. How about that? I don't want my taxes going to foreign countries, because foreign countries don't give us money. What do they give us? Nothing. Because there's too many Italian popes. 2 + 1 is that's 6. Shoes and socks. I'm coming to USA. I will stay at your. You can come, Frosty. I'll hook you up. Debbie Thomas, hello, Debbie. Jimmy, show us the painting on your wall. That? Literally, all of your tech comes from. No, it doesn't. No, we taught everybody the tech. What do you think these people learn tech from? Math. Europe taught the world everything they know, except maybe China, because they were very smart. But everybody else, they didn't have what we have. India, if you look at Indian history, they came out of the Stone Age because of the English Empire. If it wasn't for the English to go to India, they'd still be, they wouldn't have any, believe me, it wouldn't be India the way you think India is. And then the reason why you think there's a lot of smart people in India, because there's so many fucking of them. There's got to be a lot of smart people in India, because there's like 1.2 billion people. So the ones you see are the smartest ones. The rest of them, I'm like, cuckoo. Yeah, you don't think so? Same thing with China. Thousands of inventions, yeah, from Europe, because of the Catholic Church. Because the Catholic Church is the reason why Europe is Europe, the art, the Renaissance, all of that shit. The Catholic Church taught the Europeans how to work. The Catholic Church was the first organization, if that's the right term, to open a university. to study the stars, to do all kinds of stuff. Are you kidding me? The monks, they're the ones who started crossbreeding vegetables and fruits, and they invented champagne. You know how much the monks did? Writing books, Bibles, all kinds of shit. Exactly. Why do you think Africa and all the rest of the world was in the Stone Age? Because if the Catholic Church was in Africa, Africa would be Europe. The same thing in South America. When Christopher Columbus went to South America, he was a Catholic, a devout Catholic. He went to shore with 2 priests to baptize the people there. He didn't want to hurt them. You understand? He didn't want to hurt them. So if the Europeans didn't go to South, I mean, unfortunately, then you had the conquistadors that they were looking for gold and shit like that. But when they established the Catholic Church, and you look at South America's beautiful. They have beautiful churches, beautiful art. They're very peaceful people. Even you know Sam Samoon, that guy used to be a crazy Protestant. When he became a Catholic, he's like a different person now. He's like a new man. You don't even recognize that guy. Catholic Church is the Rome Empire. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's no Roman Empire. They elect common men. There's no royalty in the Catholic Church. You understand? So you can't say that. There's no war, like in the Bible. They had royalty, right? When they spoke about generations, that's not in the Catholic Church. They select people from all over the world. What's up, Sullivan, old man? This old man will kick your ass. Uzman Eshan, what do Pope do? Their main purpose is to keep the church together. That's their main job, right? I give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and he says, feed my sheep, right? That's basically his number one job. Jeffrey, what's up, Jeffrey? Oh, we got a long... Susan McLaughlin. John, it is in a good way. I just said it above, not saying the Roman Empire is the Vatican in a bad way, just as... Well, the new Roman Empire is the European Union. That's the new Roman Empire, not the Catholic Church. The new Roman Empire is basically the European Union. But it's run by cucks and weak men, you know, and like self-appointed bureaucrats, just like the Roman Empire. But they just weak. You see what? That's why Europe is falling apart, because of the European Union. Really, you're a toddler? Wow. Have you considered reading the Quran? No, I haven't. Have you considered reading the Holy Bible? Well, you can't just read the Holy Bible. I mean, you just can't. You need someone to explain it to you. You can't take the Bible and make up your own. You can't make up your own outcome, or what's a good word for that? You can't read the Holy Bible. If you read the Holy Bible and you make your own doctrine, then you created your own church. That's basically what it comes down to. So you can't like give a Bible, even a Quran, to a complete stranger and say, read this book. It doesn't work like that. You have to be taught. That's why Jesus told the apostles, go out and teach the all nations in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because you need to be taught the faith. Because you could, like you could have men in sheep clothing. You know what I mean? You can't just read the Bible or the Quran and say, oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about. No, you don't. Yeah, it is true. That's why when they say, oh, read the Bible. Read the Bible? People, you read the, but you don't know what the fuck you're reading. You have to understand like the parallels and all of this shit. The Old Testament, the New Testament. You know, then there's historical facts that are not in the Bible that you need to take into consideration. All kinds of stuff. Royalties. Hi, Anna. Jimmy Cooper. I read the Bible, but then reality I saw that it's a hand-me-down. Well, all books are hand-me-downs. All books. The Bible, the Catholic Church literally has its own printing press, and the Bible that comes out of the Catholic Church is printed at the Vatican. They have their own, they print their own books. You know, then there are Bibles printed in China, of course. Am I circumcised? No. No. Thankfully, I'm not. I'm not circumcised. Thankfully, I'm not. I don't believe in circumcision. I think circumcision was a punishment for the, because see, if you read the Old Testament, the people, I can't mention their names, right? But the people in the Old Testament were punished by the diet, the roaming in the desert for 40 years, circumcision, all kinds of punishments, because they were always trying and deceive God, just like Adam and Eve, right? When God told Adam and Eve, don't eat the fruit, so they tried to deceive God, and that's why God always gave them these. You can't eat pork, you can't eat sulfur, you got it. Oh, so basically, when you're imposing a strict diet on someone, you're making their life harder. Like when God told Adam and Eve, go out and labor, right? That's labor. You mean, just think, like you're not part of the Old Testament. You're not those people, and you got to go fishing. You can't eat like clams and crabs and mussels that are right there, right. You could just walk in the water with your feet and pull out a clam, a lobster. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody's like eating like delicious clams and oysters and all this delicious seafood. Oh, you can't eat it. Because that's a punishment. You have to literally go out and make sure you eat a certain food, because there's nothing dirty. Pigs are not dirty. Pigs are very intelligent, clean animals. I mean, of course, if you have a pig pen and they live in a pig pen, yeah, they're going to look dirty, right? But in reality, in the wild, they're not dirty. They're not. They don't even, actually, pigs, they pick a bathroom and they all go, like if you have a pig farm, they'll pick a spot where they all go to the bathroom in the same. They don't shit everywhere like chickens. Chickens will shit anywhere. So why would you not eat a pig but eat a chicken that eats? They'll eat anything. Chickens are worse than pigs. They're scavengers as much as pigs are. Frosty, you were going to ask me again if I'm circumcised? I can't show you. This is YouTube. Actually, I'm glad I'm not circumcised. I'm glad. Because there's no reason to be circumcised anyway. There's absolutely... Hello?
Yeah, this is the locksmith.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah.
Are you coming down here, right?
Yeah, what time are you going to be there until?
What time do you want to come?
Well, I can come there by like, is 3 o'clock okay?
3 o'clock is fine.
All right, what's the address?
562 Main Street in Orange.
560.
On the border, Main Street, M-A-I-N.
Yeah.
It's opposite the new AutoZone that they built.
Yeah, okay. So you have the program for the Toyota Avalon?
Yeah, you got the key, right?
Yeah, I got 2 keys. Right, because I had one guy, he says he didn't have the program.
You sure the year is 2019?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. We can program it.
Okay, I'll see you either 3 or before.
Okay.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Colin.
Colin. All right, my man. Thanks for calling. All right, we got a little thrown off track. So, I mean, that's my opinion. like when God told Adam and Eve, all right, go out in the world, right? You're not you're not going to be protected in Eden anymore, and labor, right? It's not technically a punishment. They wanted freedom, so God gave them freedom. That's what that was. They wanted they wanted to be. They wanted to basically, that's what they wanted. They not freedom, but they wanted to like when you have children, because they were God's children in reality. So they wanted to go out, like you have kids in your home. Some kids stay in your home their whole lives, and some kids leave right away, like 18 years old. They get a job, they get an apartment. Am I a Yankee? Of course. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. What are you, Mr. Gonzalez? God commands Abraham to circumcise every male as a sign of covenant, every male among... Right. Well, you know how painful that was? That's a punishment. That's not a virtue. That's not a virtue. That's not a virtue. In my opinion, like not eating pork. Pork is God's gift to the world. God's gift to the... You know how civilizations like Europeans and Asians thrive on pork. Thrive on it. They're the easiest animals to keep. They don't go nowhere. They don't need shepherds. They just like stay in a pen and they're fucking happy as hell, and you feed them anything. You don't have to like protect them and get, all of this shit. They have to like, you got to bring them to different pastures and all. Pigs are the best thing in the world. It's like chickens. You keep chickens you can keep chickens in your house and they'll fucking give you eggs every day. The easiest animal to keep. Right, baptism is the new virtue, right. But circumcision was a form of punishment. A form of punishment. So if you think like circumcision, you should circumcise yourself, no, you don't have to. You're born with foreskin. Why? God gave you foreskin. I am a Mormon, and we give 10% of earnings towards the LDS Church. The Catholic Church has no requirements of giving money to the church. I mean, literally, like the church I go to, it's called Saint Justin Martyr. They don't even come around. It's up to you. When on the way out, they have a box, and I just throw $20 in every time I go to church there. Or a lot of Catholics mail in money, like every month. They give them $50, 20, well, whatever they can. So they don't really even. I was surprised like that. They don't come around no more. Some churches, I think, Albert, does your church, they still come around with the basket? Sander T, hello, how are you? Creature Gamer, India versus Pakistan. Those people have always been fighting. I don't know about what. They're the same people. One side is Muslim, one side is Hindu. Oh, okay. So basically, Pakistan and India are the same. They're the same, basically, people. Just that one side became Muslim and the other side is Hindu. And there's other religions in Hindu, like Christians, and there's Muslims in India too. So they've been fighting forever. They've been fighting forever. So, what are they fighting over anyway? What the fuck what are they fighting over? India's like a fucking... First of all, if India... I don't know, what's the population of Pakistan? What's the population of Pakistan? 247.5 million. What's the population of India? 1.4 billion. So if they had a land battle, India would fucking destroy Pakistan. Destroy it. Destroy it. So what are they fighting over? Why would Pakistan like even consider having a war with India? They have 1.4 billion people. I don't know how to, man, they must fucking breed a lot. Holy shit. That's a lot of people. No, that's no. Just I guess the northern part of that, when it was, at one time it was all India, they became Muslim and then the British split it. That's what happened. They split it up so they stopped fighting. So then they made two countries, India and Pakistan. That's a lot of fucking people, man. 1.4, almost 1.4 billion, 500 million people. That's insane. I mean, it is a big country, but, and the majority of that country is like poor. But they're making babies. They must be happy. If your country's not making babies, your country's not a happy country. That's basically what it comes down to. They're not happy with the politics. See, in India, they're all happy. Same thing in China. Wherever there's a population boom, they're happy people. Yeah, 247 million, David. They don't have nukes. Nukes is a fictitious political poise to create a balance of power. You understand? Because let's say, for instance, the United States really had nukes, right? There's no nukes. The most they have is like the mother of all bombs, these big concussion bombs that even look like nukes. If you look at the footage when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, go on YouTube. Go look for it yourself. They are not happy people. They just don't have it. Well, that's true. But I think they're content. They you know, the men are family men in India, and they just have a lot of babies with their women. You know, I don't know. Do they have? Do they do monogamy? Do they practice monogamy? What's up, Kendall? Trump 2028. The U.S. says, no, we don't. I mean, they may have like chemical weapons, not biological weapons. How are you going to do a biological weapon? You can barely deliver a chemical weapon. That's why they had mustard gas. See, the mustard gas, when they would launch mustard gas in mortars and try and hit the trench. So the mustard gas would go down. This way, if there was a strong wind, then probably in a strong wind, they wouldn't even use the mustard gas because maybe it'll blow back to you. So you had to use mustard gas very, very carefully, or else you would get affected too with it. You know, then they have chemicals that maybe can burn your skin. Like when I was in the Army, they talked about chemical warfare, but it wasn't biological warfare. He visited Saudi the first time. I don't know what he's even going to do there, because the Saudi Arabians are threatening the United States that they're going to get off the petrol dollar. That's what it is. They're threatening that's why we say, like, why didn't Hitler invade the Middle East before he invaded Poland? It makes absolutely no sense. Like, if you want to make money and like, what is the point of you going to war? Like, what is the point? If you're not going to go to war for a reason, then don't go to war. You know, so you're going to invade Russia to do what? Basically, they invaded Russia to get their oil, right? They should have invaded the Middle East and got their oil first. And they knew there was oil there. That's why the British already had troops there. They invest in Jared. Yeah, well, good for Jared Kushner. Tony's Pizza. Anyone who has any idea what the tariffs are would agree with them. Of course, tariffs are great. Tariffs is income. Spending is a loss. I mean, if you haven't figured that out. What causes inflation is spending, the government overspending, right? So when the government is making money through import taxes, inflation goes down because now the government doesn't have to borrow as much money. So the banks don't want the government to be fiscally capable on its own without the banks. So the banks make you believe that tariffs are bad. You understand? Because if the government was making money through import taxes, which they were before the banks took over in 1918, 20, whatever the fuck it was, 19, whatever, we wouldn't need the banks. We wouldn't need to borrow money from the banks. We wouldn't be in debt to the banks. So the banks, so for the American government to be fiscally, financially stable through import taxes, then we wouldn't need the bankers. We would pay off the loans. That's how much money would be. If society was based on a goods and services taxation, the citizens wouldn't be taxed. The government will make so much money on taxing goods and services that they would lower taxes and eliminate taxes because they'd be making so much fucking money just through what do you call it? Goods and services. Like lawyers, they don't collect tax, sales tax. Why? Why don't lawyers collect sales tax, or accountants, or universities, or landlords collecting rent? Why don't they collect taxes, sales taxes? They don't do that because they tax the people. You understand? I don't know what this fucking guy wants. Yeah, so that's basically what. So basically, the bankers and a lot of financial institutions don't want the United States to be self-efficient through collecting taxes on goods and services. That includes taxing companies in foreign countries that want to do business in the United States. You understand that? So companies in other countries want to do business in the United States and sell their goods to us, right? To the citizens, to the consumers. So we could make a lot of money. Like Trump even said it. China paid $350 billion in fucking taxes. Now all of a sudden, President Biden gets in and China's forgiven of that tax and they want to tax us. And then the government wants to continue to spend and spend. It's just stupid. All right, well, fuck you. This guy wants to buy something from me, so go buy somewhere else. Well, somebody mentioned tariffs, warmonger. So I just started talking about tariffs. I mean, there's nothing to talk about Pakistan. We don't know what's going on there. Do you live in Pakistan? Do you live in India? I bet you the people in Pakistan don't even know what's going on. They just want money. That's all it is. They just want us to give them money. They're going to war because they're not getting the NGO money anymore. We're not giving them the money. So now they're like, they don't know what to do. They were dependent on that money. Like during the war with Afghanistan, the United States was paying Pakistan $15 billion a year to fucking land planes in Pakistan and use their roads to go into Afghanistan. So that's over. They're not even getting that money now. And maybe Biden was still paying them that money and Trump cut it off. You stand with Russia? Okay, you have a right to stand with whoever you want. That's fine. Where is the cliff or brick wall? 50 trillion there. 500 trillion. Tariffs are awesome. Stop buying out. It doesn't matter. I don't mind other countries wanting to do business in the United States. They just should expect to pay something to do business here. You have to consider that companies in America pay to do business in America. They don't do business here for free. They have to pay rent. They have to pay taxes. They have to pay, like legal, all kinds of, where these foreign companies don't pay any of that. None of it. And who does it benefit the most to not have tariffs? It's like major corporations like Walmart, the Home Depot, all these big importers from foreign countries that want to sell their goods. They don't want the consumer to think that, oh, the prices are going up, because now they have to include the cost of the tariffs in the price, and the consumer is going to pay more. So companies like Walmart, they don't want to cut their profits. How much you're going to pay for sheetrock that's imported from China? Let's say right now it's 13. You're going to pay $17 a bulb. You're like, wow, it's more. But if the government can lower your property taxes and eliminate income taxes, it's worth it, because now you're in charge. You have the freedom to keep all your money. You don't have to pay taxes on your home. Why wouldn't you want that? Tariffs or TARDIS? Life and stuff. What's up? Young Dagger. Hello, sir. Welcome. It's embarrassing no one in here really knows anything. There's nothing to really know about tariffs. Let's call them import taxes. Let's stop calling them tariffs. Tariffs is a diversion. It's a diversionary name. Let's call them import taxes. Because when you call it a tax, people can relate to that more than a tariff. Because we all pay taxes in the United States. I go to work, I get paid at the end of the week, they take out fucking taxes. But yet the company in a foreign country doesn't expect to do that. They want to do business here for free. John Mangus, electrician. Diddy's uncle. Poor taxes. All right, Young Dagger, if you continue to spam Diddy's uncle, I'm going to have to time you out. All right? So cut it out. You want to write that? Then do it every 3 minutes, or you're going to get timed out. All right? One more time and you're getting timed out. Say something different. I have looked it up and you keep being wrong. What did you look up, engineer? Angela, MAGA. No problem, Dagger. I mean, you could write that, but just don't write it every 2 seconds. I know you're doing copy and paste, but give it a break. You love my head? Well, thank you. Your stern energy. Anyone trying to help a single dad out? I'm a single dad. Nobody's helping me out. Being shown your kids stay in their programming. Well, people are programmed to pay taxes. That's basically what it comes down to. See, Trump is trying to eliminate that. That's why he wants to eliminate income taxes for people making up to $200,000 a year. I agree with that. I agree with that. Imagine like there was no income taxes. You know how much more you'd make another fucking whatever it is a week. Look at your check. That would be in your pocket. No surprises she left me yet. Come on, guys, let's hit the thumbs up. We had like 240 people, and there's only 25 thumbs up. I think we could do better than that. I can't afford to sell a house. Well, don't. Stay in your house. You're better off paying off your house and living there. Danish cope. Then why has there been no bill or law about lowering taxes like that? Right? Because the bankers don't want that. I just explained that to you. Bankers want to keep people poor They want people to continue to borrow money. The more money you have, the faster you can pay off your debt. Like, the bankers don't want the government to pay down their debt, so they're against the government making money through higher sales tax and higher taxes on goods and services and higher import taxes, because they're going to lose money. They want the government to continue to borrow and go into debt to these banks. Don't ask this clown anything? But what makes you think I'm a clown? I know you are sad. I know you are sad. Benjamin Wu, how you doing? Do you live with your mother? No, I don't. Unfortunately, my mother passed away. I wish I did live with my mother. I love my mother very much. Does ashes fall out when you turn your head? No. Why, I have ashes for brains? Is that what you're trying to say? Blackwater. The American lifestyle is spend. Exactly. Trump wants to eliminate that. How am I going to help Diddy, Dagger? Can you make lasagna? Of course, Jason. I'm Italian. Trump. What's up, James? All right, you're spamming again, young Dagger. You're doing it again. Don't do that. Ronaldo Augustine. Hi, I am from India. How you doing, Ronaldo? Eric the Great. It's a new world since my father was Trump Tate. What defines this? When you like continue to write the same thing over and over and over, you just copy and paste. That's spamming. Yeah, I'm from New York, Brooklyn, New York, James. Anthony Palumbo, que si dice? Bald. All right, Anthony, no spamming. That's spamming. I'm going to have to time you out, Anthony, if you continue to spam. Okay? So, you want to write bold? Wait a minute, and you could type in bold. You could do it all you want, but you just don't do it consecutively. Because there's other people that want to leave comments, and when you spam, you're actually not allowing other people to leave comments. All right, Anthony, one more time, and you're gonna get timed out. All right, Anthony. I don't know. Time out. All right. See what happens too? That's it. Bye-bye, Anthony. Do you still use Diddy's oil? No, I don't. I never did. He bought up all the oil. Amazon made a mistake and sent them like truckloads of oil. No, I don't block people. I timed them out. He didn't. I mean, spamming is not a reason to block someone. Danish, again, if you weren't listening, do not spam. If you want me to read your comment, put it in a super chat. And then I will read your comment and give you a pretty good answer. Who is the lady who was making food? That's my friend. What's up, Zach? How you doing, buddy? Mozzarella. Jason, mozzarella, la mozzarella. Would I let knee grow or a tree grow? Is that a joke? Ann, how you doing? Oh, Carney's horrible. I heard that he wants to eliminate tinting your windows in Canada. Is that true, Ann? He wants to he wants to force anyone with a lifted vehicle to unlift it because it's too dangerous. Oh my gosh. Young Dagger, you're spamming again. Yeah. Oh, you're doing it. Oh, you don't know you're spamming? You're so used to it. Carney was, believe me, I don't even want to say it. And did you vote for Art Carney, for Carney? What do you think of the new Pope? Who's the new Pope? They already named him? Let's see. Who's the new Pope? Robert Prevost. Oh, wow. Who is that? He's an American. Wow, Pope Leo the 14th. Who was Pope Leo the 14th?
According to CNN, Cardinal Robert...
Who was Pope Leo? Wow. Pope Leo the First. Pope Leos are all pre-Vatican II popes. So, I don't know about this American guy. He may be very, very liberal. Cardinal Robert Francis Provost. So he's a Pope Francis appointee. Well, if he's going to be more liberal than Pope Francis, another Como, John, nah. Christ was liberal. No, he wasn't. No way. Christ was the first Republican. Yeah, I would say. I don't like Trump. I don't care if I just respect them or not. I can read your mind. Just spell. Yeah, you really, Dagger? Nobody can read this mind. Come on, guys. Let's hit the thumbs up. More liberal than Francis. Rachel Israel, how you doing? Shut it, John. Hi, Carrie. C. Martz, just be nice. What am I doing that's not nice? Socrates was the first Republican? Maybe. There's no mind. Exactly. I have an empty head, Lenny the Bear. What kind of lotions, though? I don't use any lotions. Oh, not me, John? Oh, it's okay. Oh, read Plato the Republican? All right, that sounds good. Aiden Ahern, hello. Rachel Israel, hello. All of these people complaining about Republicans, just so you know, almost half. That's not true. Blue. Alabama, what's up, Jane? Papo. Zimbabwe. You jarheads don't have any brains either? Roger Lack, the problem is neither side is ever... It's not even about criticizing. Both the Republicans and the Democrats, before Donald Trump, doesn't want to lower taxes for the citizen. All they want to do is protect the consumer and corporations so they make more money, and the citizens wind up paying taxes out of pocket for really no services. Jane, how you doing? Oh, you think I'm handsome? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure you're handsome as well. Well, this charge is no good. Maybe I should just go now. Maybe I should just go get the car fixed now. God bless President Trump. Jerry Kane. Yes, definitely. Well, the Republicans are not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're not trying to alleviate the taxes for the American people. Trump wants it, but they have to vote on it. No, his name is John Trump. Chris, his middle name is John, not Joseph. They gotta get around and do the new tax bill and fucking lower everybody's taxes, so we'll make more money. Let them raise prices. Who cares? Yeah, it came out. All the money they use comes out of U.S. aid. They don't use their own money. You think billionaires use their own money? No fucking way. Exactly. Why should we pay taxes? Let them make money through goods and services, sales tax. That's it. Why tax people? Why? Who came up with that idea? Let's tax the bankers. Want to tax people because they want to help corporations, thinking that that's going to make them more money. See, if people stop spending money, that would be the best thing. Just let them tax you and just don't spend any money. Yeah, you're right. Democrats are Republicans are rhinos too. Exactly, John Sell. There's no reason for this country to have property taxes and income taxes because they don't tax everything that's being sold or people providing a service like lawyers. They don't collect sales tax. Why? Why not? When you go buy a permit for a building, why doesn't the town charge a tax and give it to the state? So if a builder goes and buys $50,000 in permits, they should pay tax on that. You're buying a permit. You're buying it. Why should that be untaxed? That makes no fucking sense. Right, Paul, but tariffs are a tax on the consumer, not on the citizens. Citizens are forced to pay taxes. They can raise citizens' taxes all they want and put citizens in poverty by continue to raise their property taxes, their income taxes. You'll have fucking nothing. You have to understand, Paul, there's the difference between citizen taxation and consumer taxation. Consumers have a choice. Citizens have no choice. They're forced to pay taxes. Well, lawyers pay corporate taxes, personal taxes. They don't collect a tax for their services. So let's say a law firm had $100 million in business, right? So they charged their clients $100 million for 1 year. They didn't collect any tax on that $100 million. You understand? The state made no profit on their labor, right? On the corporation's labor that they're doing the business under. But then the individual lawyer pays income taxes and the corporation. But there are companies that collect a tax for the service and goods they sell and still pay individual tax and corporate tax. Poland VAT rate. What good? Well, what good? Well, why don't you say what good Vice President Harris did or President Biden did for the United States? Besides spending money. Anybody can spend money. Anybody can like borrow money, tax the American people, and just give it the fuck away. That's not helping. That's not helping. Impoverishing the country by spending and taxing is not helping the country. Adrian Olivia, hello. How are you? Was it Granny Smith or a Macintosh? Apple? Granny Smith apples and Macintosh apples? And inflation was lower? Well, of course, because now we continue to borrow money. But don't forget, Donald Trump eliminated the Paris Accord Agreement, the World Health Organization. He cut the Board of Education. He cut a lot of things, so we didn't borrow as much money. Thank you, Adrian. Oh, the Apple Daddy. I don't. Was it a Macintosh? I mean, is a Macintosh a hybrid? It couldn't have been a hybrid Apple. Who knows what, an Apple, Why, through the Biden administration. Yeah, like they say Inflation Reduction Act, that's just a name, but in reality is let's borrow more money. What? Oh, really? So the World Health Organization, what diseases have they stopped? Name one. Name one disease the World Health Organization stopped. Ebola? How did they stop Ebola? Ebola's been around before the World Health Organization. What is Ebola? Let's see what Ebola is. What is Ebola? Ebola hemorrhagic fever. I can't even pronounce it. Ebola, previously known as Ebola hemorrhagic fever, is a rare and deadly disease caused by infection with one of the Ebola virus strains. Ebola can cause diseases in humans and non-human primates, monkeys, gorillas, and chimpanzees. Ebola is caused by infection with the virus of a family of viridae genes. They didn't stop that. How old is the Ebola virus? It was discovered in 1976. 2 stimulus outbreaks in South Sudan and the Republic of Congo. Oh, what a coincidence. First of all, the World Health Organization didn't even stop C-19. What did they do for nothing? They didn't do shit. Why didn't they warn? You can't do that. They don't do anything. Paying the World Health, we already have the CDC. We already pay. Let's see how much we pay. How much does the CDC cost the United States every year? Wow. An annual cost of the CDC to the United States is not a single fixed number. It's not a single fixed number. The CDC's core public health funding has historically been between 6.5 and 8 billion annually. So You're giving the World Health Organization 500,000, and we're paying our own organization almost $8 billion a year. Why in the fuck would you want to pay the World Health Organization when we're paying them? What are they doing? Why does the CDC need the World Health Organization if they have a budget of 6.5 to $8 billion a year? Are you complete? I mean, just put that through your head. Why would the CDC ever even take any orders from the World Health Organization? Who the fuck are they? When these people are getting paid almost an average of $7 billion a year. Are you kidding me? That Trump should cut these people. You don't need a CDC, I can tell you that. Because every state has their own disease control. That's all we need. We don't need the government to do that. The states can do it. The government doesn't need to pay the CDC $8 billion a year. That's fucking insane. What are they doing for $8 billion a year? Oh, there's a smallpox, polio. 800 people have polio. And it costs $8 billion for that message. Give me a break. What diseases do I catch? What? There's 9 billion people on the planet. You think the World Health Organization is the reason why we have all these people on the planet? Or the CDC? No, because human beings have a strong immunity. We're not stupid. We're not going to... Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, sir. Anna from T-Mobile. How are you doing today?
From T-Mobile?
Yeah.
I can't talk right now.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, what the fuck? They're not from T-Mobile because it would come up T-Mobile. Yeah, so think about that. Well, why does the government need to pay the CDC $8 billion a year? To do what? To do what? When they have hospitals in the States, what are they paying all this money for? It's stupid. It's like paying the Federal Board of Education almost $300 billion. To do what? To do what? I mean, did the CDC prevent C-19? No. So what the fuck do we need them for? What do we need them for? They don't do anything, believe me. They're just getting paid, and who knows where that $8 billion... Like, what can they possibly be doing with $8 billion? Yeah. 8 billion divided by 365.
The answer is 21,917,808.19999999993.
Every day. They're getting $21 million a day to do what? How many people work for the CDC? The Centers for Disease Control, they have 15,000 personnel. And their budget is $22 million a day. That's fucking insane. To do what? What are these 15,000 people doing? Nothing. They're not doing anything. The quote of the day is, I want my taxes to go away. Yeah, get rid of it. Or even like you don't need it. I mean, I don't think you do. The states should be in charge of that. The CDC does absolutely nothing. I don't think India has nukes. You really think a country like India and Pakistan has nukes? Are you kidding me? Anyway, guys, thanks for coming into the live stream. Maybe I'll come back later. Really appreciate everyone being here. Take care. God bless. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday.